Hi, Shane Hewitt, Mutoh. Today we're going to talk about the Mutoh 426 UF printer and how to properly set up files to print to the printer from the FlexiSign software here. First, before we start to print, we need to make sure that our bed to our printer is at the correct height for printing onto the substrate. We don't want to be too low to where we would be actually too much space in between the head and the material. We want to be just at the right height there. So what we do is we open up the front cover to the printer here. We take our bar that comes with the printer. We set the bar across the platen. We open up our front door here. We loosen the tab part here. We bring our bed, make sure our bed, get a space between the bar, this bar here, and the bed. Right now we have too much. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's about a 1/4 inch maybe. So we're going to bring the bed on up close to the bar, and then we're going to, after we feel that we're up high enough, we're going to take the bar away, put the bar to the side. Look at the laser here on the left hand side of the platen back here. We're going to push, we're going to put this lever back in, tighten it back up. Say, push the bed back. If we've got no orange light coming on, which means stop, we'll call it, then we know that we're not going to, our substrate is not going to cause the printer to stop there, which is good. That's what we want to do. We want the printer to print. We could lift the lever back down, and when we're right there with the laser, we could lift the bed, we could screw the bed back up, and we get the light comes on. That tells us that it's going to stop for that. So we turn it down just a little bit off of that. Put the lever back. We can close our door at that point. Close our cover. Push our up arrow key here for set media. At this point, you may be able to see the bed is going to come back out. It's going to scan through, and it sees that there is something there, which is the actual bed itself. There's some part of the bed that's higher. So let's just open this front cover up. Let's lift it, bring our little lever down. Turn the knob to the right a little bit. When I turn it to the knob a bit, get green light back up there. Then I tighten up that fitting again on the right hand side. Close the cover back. Close this cover down. Push my down arrow key where it says obstacle detected. Push the down arrow key to get that off. Press the up arrow key again. Now it's going to scan through over the whole bed. And you look back there and you see the little green light is on. Once that green light and the whole bed scanned back, machine's in its ready position. We come over here to the computer, and we're going to pull out a job that will print a line all the way down the left-hand side, the bottom side of the bed, and up the right-hand side. So I'm going to click on the job button, go over here to this file, the file called Print on Platen. Click on it once, or I could double-click, and then I click Add. If you have more than one Mutoh printer, you could potentially have multiples down here. You do need to make sure that you're sending this job to the correct printer. So in this case, I'm sending it to the 426 UF printer, and that's where I want it to go. Highlight my file, click Add. File comes in. I'm going to open the file up. You're not going to see much on this file. All I got is I got a black line that's coming down the right side, and then a black line that's going around across the front. Just trust that it's there. I can show you how to open the file to see it if you really want to see it. But you want to make sure that it's in the lower right hand corner. So my options here, I want to make sure this file is going to print in the lower right hand corner. That's a big key. Something you definitely need to make sure is it's lower right hand corner. So click on lower right hand corner. Now I'm going to go to tab 3, which is my profile tab. On that tab, for this particular file, well, let's just keep it at all files in general. We're going to shoot it out at high resolution for my output profile. So I'm going to use the 720 by 1440 Graphics One. Left click on that, and being that I'm just going to print white ink only. So where it says color mode, to print white ink only, we click on the color mode and we come down to where it says white high density variable dot. White high density variable dot. After I've chosen white high density variable dot, I will now go to tab 4, which is the printer options tab. Come down to the bottom where it says white and varnish options. I'm going to left click on that button down there, and then I'm going to choose for white, I'm going to choose undercolor. So it's a black, like I said, it's a black line going along the bottom side and up the right hand side. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put undercolor in there, which is just going to print white. It's going to, theoretically, it's going to print the white ink under wherever there's color. It's not going to print it all out on the platen there, because the I don't need that. I need just on the bottom right hand corner. I just need on the bottom side and up the right side is what I want. So click undercolor, click OK. Then I'm going to click send. So that file is going to process there. It's going to go on up to the RIP queue. After it gets done processing, it will send it on up to the output queue, and it will actually be sending, at that point it'll be printing. So it's ripping now, 15, 21, 23, 30%. You know, the printer is, so now it's into, it says printing, it's printing. So I come over here to the printer, and it says printing on the screen to the printer, and we're going to let it print out here. I'll show you in a moment once it finishes up what that print looks like. What this is going to allow us to do is to line up our jobs. We'll be able to use this line that's going across the bottom and up the right hand side, and we'll be able to line up our jobs and put them in to the corner, and know that when we send a job and we pulled it into the lower right hand corner of the queue, for example, let's go into the computer and let's open up another digital image, for example. Click on job, and if I go in and I pull open a on this PC, let's find where there's pictures, just any picture. So click on pictures, and then I go down here and I click on camera roll. And I open up an image of any sort. I mean, it's just, I want to print this image here. Let me find something that's, sorry, it's taking me a moment. I click on the image, and then I make sure I'm pointing to the 426 printer, that image is going to go there. I click add, and then I go in and open up the job. I double click and open it up. This file, this image is 34 inches by 34 inches. Well, the bed to the 426, the bed that is there to the 426 printer is only 12.8, no, sorry, it's only 18.6, printable area is 18.6 across and 12.8 going up the right hand side. Or you could say you can print 18.6 wide by 12.8 tall. So this image is 34 inches. I've got to definitely get it down less than those numbers, you know, 18.6 by 12.8. I'm going to get it down smaller than that. I'm going to go down to say like a 5 inch across. Well, that amounts to 5 inches the other way also. And then for this particular image, you may see that it's sideways right now. It's all caught. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here where it says rotate image. I'm going to rotate the image to the, for this particular image, I've got to rotate it so that it says what I want it to say, just like that. You can have it however you want it to be rotated. You can rotate it around however you want it to print out. That's what it's going to print. This white box is theoretically, you could say, the bed of the printer. That's the 18.6 by 12.8 area. It may be bigger, but that just, you know that it's only going to print 18.6 across by 12.8 tall. So if I've got this job, if this job was actually away from the side, if it was, say it was 2 inches away from the side, the right side, then I would see that in this box here. And likewise, if it was up like 4 inches, well, if I want to print up on the bed 2 inches in and 4 inches up, I can do that by changing my position. But if I want to be in the lower right hand corner, I choose lower right hand corner, and if it doesn't go there, then you just click on another one like the center first, and then choose lower right hand corner, and it'll go lower right hand corner. That will put me right on these marks that are being printed onto the bed right now. The head carriage does go all the way across the platen there, all the way across the bed every time it's printing, even though it's only printing on that right hand side now.